You might think a glass of water before bed is a healthy habit, but after 60, that could be the very reason you're waking up at 2 a.m. It seems like a healthy ritual, right? It's what we've always been told. But the truth is, plain water contains nothing that actively helps you sleep, like magnesium or glycine. And worse, it puts direct strain on your bladder without offering any sedative benefits. In this video, I'll show you 5 powerful drinks that solve this very problem. And the number 1 drink on this list doesn't just give you deep, uninterrupted sleep, it also contains compounds that help restore your joints while you rest. So stay with me until the very end. Before we begin, if you're ready to reclaim your full night's rest, please smash that like button right now. It truly helps our channel. And drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. I love seeing our community grow. Alright, let's dive into our countdown. We're starting with a vibrant, delicious, and surprisingly potent option that tackles 2 of the biggest sleep thieves for seniors at once. Drink number 5, tart cherry juice, your natural melatonin and anti-inflammatory source. I want to tell you about my friend's father, Frank. A 68-year-old former construction worker, Frank was tough as nails but plagued by 2 things: a knee that ached with every change in the weather and nights spent tossing and turning. He'd wake up at 1 a.m., then 3 a.m., his mind racing and his body stiff. His son kept pushing a bottle of tart cherry juice on him, and Frank would just scoff, calling it millennial nonsense. But after a week where he barely slept more than 3 hours a night, his wife finally put a small glass in front of him and said, "Frank, just drink it." Out of sheer exhaustion, he did. A week later, he was a changed man. He told me, "I thought it was a gimmick, but I slept 6 straight hours for the first time in a decade. And the craziest part, I got out of bed this morning and my knee didn't scream at me." Now, Frank's story is powerful, but let's look at the ironclad proof. Researchers at Louisiana State University, wanting to test these claims, conducted a fantastic study with older adults suffering from chronic insomnia. For 2 full weeks, one group drank about 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice a day, while the other group got a placebo drink that looked and tasted identical. The results were astounding and published in the American Journal of Therapeutics. The group drinking the real tart cherry juice slept, on average, an incredible 84 minutes longer each night. Let that sink in. That's nearly an hour and a half of extra sleep every single night, achieved without a single prescription drug. So how does this work? It's a brilliant dual action mechanism. First, tart cherries, specifically the Montmorency variety, are one of the planet's richest natural sources of melatonin. This isn't a synthetic pill, it's the actual hormone of darkness your brain uses to set your internal clock. It signals to every cell in your body that it's time to power down. Second, and this is crucial for anyone with aches and pains, tart cherries are loaded with powerful anti-inflammatory compounds called anthocyanins. Think of inflammation as a low-level fire smoldering in your joints. It creates a constant background hum of pain and stress that prevents your nervous system from ever fully relaxing. The anthocyanins in the cherry juice act like a targeted fire extinguisher, quenching that inflammation while you sleep, allowing for deeper rest and a more comfortable morning. It's not just a sleep aid, it's a recovery tool. Now for my question to you, have you ever noticed a connection between a day of high physical activity or joint pain and a particularly bad night's sleep? Let me know your experience in the comments below. Moving on to number 4, a timeless combination that has been soothing humanity for literally thousands of years. Drink number 4, chamomile and lavender tea, the ancient calming duo. This isn't just a quaint suggestion from your grandmother, this is a tradition steeped in history. Chamomile was so revered in ancient Egypt that it was dedicated to Ra, the sun god, for its healing properties. The Romans used it to give their soldiers courage and calm their nerves before battle. Lavender has a similarly rich history. Its name derived from the Latin word lavare, to wash, because the Romans used it to scent their baths, recognizing its profoundly relaxing effects on body and mind. But does this ancient wisdom hold up to modern scientific scrutiny? Absolutely. Let's start with lavender. A powerful study published in the Journal of Advanced Nursing focused on a group of 80 new mothers who were suffering from severe sleep deprivation. For 2 weeks, the experimental group was instructed to drink a cup of lavender tea daily. The results were clear and significant. The women who drank the lavender tea reported much lower levels of fatigue and a dramatic improvement in their overall sleep quality. The science behind chamomile is just as robust. A study from the University of Pennsylvania Medical Center found that long-term use of chamomile extract significantly reduced the symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. Its active ingredient, a flavonoid called apigenin, binds to the same brain receptors as drugs like Valium, but without the side effects, creating a genuine sense of calm. When you combine them, you get a powerful synergistic effect. The chamomile works from the inside out to chemically quiet your racing mind, while the aroma of the lavender, as you drink the tea, works through your olfactory system to calm your entire nervous system. It's a full-body signal that the day is over and it is safe to rest. So, what's your go-to calming ritual before bed? Is it reading a book, listening to quiet music, or perhaps meditating? Share your favorite unwinding method in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas. Coming in at number 3 is a warm, luxurious, and powerfully medicinal beverage from the other side of the world. Drink number 3, golden milk, the Ayurvedic inflammation soother. This beautiful golden latte has been a cornerstone of Ayurveda, the ancient system of medicine in India, for over 3,000 years. It's built around one of the most studied spices on the planet, turmeric. The vibrant color comes from its active compound, curcumin, which is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories ever discovered. As we've established, chronic low-grade inflammation is a silent enemy of deep sleep, creating a constant state of stress that keeps you on high alert. The ironclad proof for this is compelling and comes from a gold standard study, a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial published in the journal Frontiers in Psychiatry. Researchers looked at the effects of curcumin on people with major depression, a condition almost always linked with severe insomnia. They found that the group taking curcumin showed significant improvements not just in their mood, but specifically in their sleep quality, which was directly linked to a reduction in inflammatory markers in their blood. The study beautifully illustrates a core concept. By calming the body's systemic inflammation, you allow the brain's sleep architecture to function properly. But here is the insider secret that makes all the difference, a secret known by Ayurvedic practitioners for centuries. Curcumin on its own is not very bioavailable, meaning your body has a hard time absorbing it. The solution is synergy. By adding a simple pinch of black pepper, which contains the compound piperine, you can boost the absorption of curcumin by up to a staggering 2,000%. Adding a small amount of a healthy fat, like a teaspoon of coconut oil, further enhances absorption, as curcumin is fat-soluble. This isn't just a drink, it's a masterfully designed natural formula. My question for you is, have you ever used turmeric or other spices for health reasons, not just for cooking? I'd be fascinated to hear about your experiences with these powerful natural remedies. Now for our runner-up. This one is a true powerhouse because it addresses what many experts call the silent epidemic of a specific nutrient deficiency that is directly tied to poor sleep. Drink number 2, magnesium glycinate, the master relaxation mineral. Magnesium is arguably the most important mineral for relaxation. It is a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, many of which are essential for regulating stress and sleep. The problem is, modern agricultural practices have stripped our soil of this vital mineral, and our diets often fall short. It's estimated that up to half of all Americans are deficient, and this deficiency gets worse with age due to changes in absorption. The symptoms are a classic recipe for a bad night: muscle cramps, restless legs, heart palpitations, anxiety, and of course, insomnia. Let's dive deep into the ironclad proof because it is incredibly specific and powerful. A rigorous, double-blind, placebo-controlled study was conducted specifically on elderly participants with chronic insomnia and published in the prestigious Journal of Research in Medical Sciences. The group that received 500 milligrams of magnesium daily, compared to the placebo group, experienced a cascade of incredible, measurable benefits. They saw a significant increase in sleep time, a significant improvement in sleep efficiency, meaning less time spent tossing and turning, and they woke up far less during the night. The researchers also did blood tests and found something amazing. The magnesium group had significantly higher levels of melatonin and significantly lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, in their bloodstream. This proves that magnesium doesn't just make you feel sleepy. It biochemically transforms your body's internal environment to be more conducive to deep, restorative sleep. But the type you use is non-negotiable. If you walk into a store and buy magnesium citrate or oxide, you'll likely be running to the bathroom. The form you want is magnesium glycinate. This is magnesium that has been chelated or bonded to the amino acid glycine. This is a work of genius for two reasons. First, the glycinate form is extremely bioavailable and incredibly gentle on the digestive system. Second, glycine itself is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It actively calms the nervous system and has been shown in studies to help lower your core body temperature at night, which is a crucial physiological trigger that tells your body it's time to sleep. You get a double whammy of relaxation from a single ingredient. So here's my question for you. Have you ever experienced that frustrating feeling of restless legs or muscle cramps just as you're trying to fall asleep? Share in the comments if this is something that disrupts your night. And here we are, the #1 most powerful, science-backed, and historically proven drink for achieving deep, uninterrupted sleep. Drink #1, valerian root tea, nature's most potent sedative. Valerian is not a gentle suggestion, it is nature's heavy artillery against insomnia. Its use is not a modern fad, it's a medical tradition that spans empires. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, described its therapeutic properties in the 4th century BC. The famed Roman physician Galen later prescribed it for insomnia. Its reputation was so powerful that during the intense bombing raids of World War II in England, it was commonly used to help civilians cope with the extreme stress and get some rest. This is a plant with a legendary reputation for a reason. It flat out works. Its power lies in its profound and unique interaction with a neurotransmitter in your brain called GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid. Think of GABA as your brain's primary braking system. When your mind is racing with worries and to-do lists, it's because the gas pedal is stuck down. Valerian root contains unique compounds, most notably valerianic acid and its derivatives, that work in two ways. First, they stimulate the release of GABA from nerve cells. Second, and this is the incredible part, they inhibit the enzyme that breaks GABA down. In other words, valerian not only helps you apply the brakes, it also prevents the brakes from being taken away. This allows your brain's own calming chemistry to build up to a level that can overcome anxiety and guide you into a state of deep tranquility and sleep. Now for the ultimate ironclad proof. We're not just looking at one study, we are looking at a massive meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Medicine. A meta-analysis is the king of scientific evidence because it pools the data from many different high-quality studies to reach the most powerful conclusion. This analysis looked at 16 different randomized trials involving over 1,000 people. The conclusion was undeniable and stated in no uncertain terms. Valerian produces a statistically significant improvement in sleep quality, helping people fall asleep faster and wake up less, all without the dangerous side effects or hangover feeling of prescription sleep aids. It has a particular talent for boosting slow-wave deep sleep, which is when your body does its most important physical repair, including repairing joint tissue and consolidating memories. A quick note, pure valerian root has a very unique, earthy smell that some people compare to dirty socks. Do not let this deter you. It's the smell of potency. It means you have the real, unadulterated root. A simple trick is to add a bag of peppermint or ginger tea to the same mug, which completely transforms the flavor into something quite pleasant. So my question is, have you ever tried a natural sleep aid before? And what was your experience? I'm very curious to know what has or hasn't worked for you in the past. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. This all sounds fantastic, but if I drink anything at night, won't I have to get up and use the bathroom? Isn't that the whole problem we're trying to solve? This is the most important question, and it deserves a detailed answer. Here are the 3 non-negotiable rules that turn these drinks from a potential problem into a perfect solution. Rule number 1, the volume rule. We are not trying to rehydrate after a workout. The goal is to deliver a small, potent medicinal dose of sleep-promoting compounds. You must never drink more than 5 to 7 ounces, which is about 150 to 200 milliliters. This is the size of a traditional teacup or a small juice glass, not a big coffee mug. This small volume is enough to carry the active ingredients, but is not enough to overwhelm your bladder and trigger that nighttime alarm. Rule number 2, the timing rule. This is the secret ingredient. You must have your drink 60 to 90 minutes before your head hits the pillow. This is the magic window. It gives your body ample time to fully absorb the melatonin, magnesium, or valerianic acid. Simultaneously, it gives your kidneys the exact amount of time they need to process the small volume of liquid so you can eliminate it before you get into bed. Drinking it any later rushes the process. Drinking it any earlier lessens the sedative effect at bedtime. 2 hours is the sweet spot. Rule number 3, the final ritual rule. This is a physical and psychological cue. Make the very last thing you do before you get under the covers a final, complete trip to the bathroom. This isn't a quick stop. Be patient, relax, and make sure your bladder is fully empty. This final act closes the loop, assuring your body and mind that you are clear and ready for a long, uninterrupted journey through the night. So, my friends, today we talked about so much more than just a list of drinks. We talked about a new philosophy for sleep. We talked about how to use small, wise, and scientifically backed steps to reclaim the deep, restorative sleep that is your birthright. We talked about calming the fire of inflammation with tart cherry juice and golden milk, soothing the frazzled nervous system with the ancient wisdom of chamomile and lavender, and directly correcting the root biochemical causes of insomnia with the power of magnesium and valerian root. This is about empowering yourself with knowledge. Let's quickly recap that powerful list. Number 5, the dual action tart cherry juice. Number 4, the ancient calming duo of chamomile and lavender tea. Number 3, the inflammation-busting golden milk. Number 2, the master relaxation mineral, magnesium glycinate. And at number 1, nature's most potent and proven sedative, valerian root tea. Which one of these resonated with you the most? Which one will you try first? Let me know in the comments. And if this video gave you a genuine sense of optimism, a feeling that a full night of deep sleep is finally within your reach, just type the word HOPE in the comments section below. It is incredibly powerful to see how many of us are on this journey to better health together. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. We are building a community dedicated to finding real solutions that work. Thank you for your time and your trust. Here's to a peaceful, deep, and beautifully uninterrupted night's sleep. Many seniors have been already benefited from this video. Click to see what you've been missing.